What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the DCU. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the highly anticipated Superman movie. There is, yet again, even more contradictory reports from people that once said it sucked and are now glazing it like it's the greatest thing ever. So it's very interesting, and these test screenings are obviously subjective, like every single movie and every single metric in the world, whether it be video games, TV show, movies, they're all subjective. But what I find interesting is the keynotes of what everyone keeps saying, it's either similar or not even close. Also, it looks like the Batman 2 is cancelled, potentially. Why would Colin Farrell want to be part of a movie that no one's going to care about when he's just won a bunch of awards for playing the Penguin? I know why the head of DC Studios will want that, because you need a win. You need a win after how bad Creature Commandos was. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? What's you here? If you're new around here, what the frickin' hell are you doing? I've been covering DC for such a long time, and I'm not like anyone else. I don't just glaze stuff. I don't glaze anything. I cover the positive and the negative, the good and bad, because if you only cover the positive, you're being disingenuous. And if you only cover the negative, you're being disingenuous. So I cover both sides of the spectrums, yet people still think I'm a DC hater. I can't freaking win. It doesn't really matter to me. So, also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful face. And check us out on Twitter, Warstu. All right, let's get into it. So, yet again, more reports about the Superman movie. More glazing about the Superman movie. But it's like I keep saying, lads, I literally have the whole plot in front of me. So regardless of what people keep saying, right, I can only really see if the information is valid when the new trailer comes out. And like you say, if execution is good, execution is good. So this information comes courtesy of the direct.com on their DCU page. So 2025 Superman test screening yields positive results. But it's also worth saying this came from somebody who said it was awful to start off with, and now they're changing their agenda and pushing it to be more positive. I'm not hating, lads, although this person has me blocked, even though I've never spoken to him. I've got to report the good and bad. Okay, he shared what he heard after a recent test screening for James Gunn's Superman. So, allegedly, the following was said. Recently spoke to someone who had seen the movie and they really liked it. The source praised David Cornsnet's performance as Clark Kent and said the humor, which was worrying the other day, but now apparently it's completely changed, worked much better within the flow of the edit. So are you trying to tell me that this person has seen the test screening multiple times? That's not really how this works. Also noted that the report is the current runtime is 2 hours and 20 minutes. Captain freaking obvious. James Gunn said it's going to be under 3 hours. Interesting. So the full quote reads like this. Meanwhile, I spoke to someone this weekend who has seen Superman and they really liked it. They said David Cornsnet delivers as the Man of Steel and that the jokey moments I mentioned on my podcast were initially viewed out of context like everything most people say is, but worked much better within the flow of the edit. They compared it to how Gunn balanced the humor and the drama in the Suicide Squad. Okay, I actually rated the Suicide Squad. Oh my god, Warstu's being positive. Yeah, because if I like something, I say it. If I don't, I don't. Like, there's no two way about it. But the problem there is the Superman movie isn't a team up movie, although this is like a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of movie, because it's a team up movie. There should just be why is the why is there a bunch of side characters in this movie? Is Superman, is David Cornsnet not a good enough actor to stand on his own two front feet? Saying it has genuinely funny moments, but also knows when to drop the skid and get serious. Okay, so the comments aren't really particularly much different. Even with a crowded cast of characters, Cornsnet excitement continues to build. Interesting. You remember how the fake rumors all said that Ultraman and, there was going to be a kaiju and stuff like that were never true and got debunked by James Gunn? Yeah, they're actually all true. We know that based on the most recent trailer. But Ultraman's not in this movie. So, yeah, I do love it how when people re-report this, they add their own context. So there's someone else up here, the everything_DCU on Twitter, is re-reporting this, but also said we are getting peak cinema. The report doesn't say peak cinema anywhere. Like, if you're going to report something in text format, don't add your own commentary on top of it. That's not really how it says. So the same guy heard it was awful. And now all of a sudden, he's glazing it, which I find interesting. But this isn't even his own kind of experience. He's reporting, again, someone else's information. And we report all stuff here on this channel. You know that, lads. I mean, yeah, I reported negative test screening, positive test screening. But y'all only concentrate on the negative stuff. I'm not going to glaze something unless it needs glazing. But you're a Zack Snyder fan. Go back and watch the stuff. I also, criticize that heavily, but no one ever brings that up. So is the Superman any better than it was a couple of days ago? No, because, again, this doesn't really state anything different, but it is very contradictory, to be honest. And like I keep saying, nobody knows who the new Superman is. I speak to people all the time about, what movies are coming up, and no one really knows we've even got a new Superman, that there is a new Superman movie. So then when I look at the trailer, like, people keep going, oh yeah, but it got 50 million views. But no one outside of the pop culture fandom knows there's even a new Superman. Most people still think Henry Cavill is still Superman. That is why it's amazing to me what is actually going to happen when this movie comes out. Are the YouTube views going to correlate to actually people spending their money? Because YouTube is free and going to the cinema isn't free. Although you can get cinema passes here in the UK and all around the world. So cinemas are, really cheap compared to what they used to be. So also in the news, okay, DC Studio is hoped to begin filming the Batman 2 by the end of the year. Okay, so Matt Reeves is like, yeah, we're shooting this year. Robin Pattinson's like, yeah, we're shooting this year. Andy Serkis is like, yeah, I know the plot. What is going on? To me, it's almost like the DC Studios are trying to block the Batman 2. This movie should have been out 2 years ago. Why is it taking 5 years to write a script? Oh, wait, because apparently, allegedly, according to the internet, Clayface was going to be the villain in this movie, but then DC Studios got involved, was like, no, you can't use Clayface. So now Clayface can't be used in an Elseworld storyline, which has nothing to do with this universe. And then we get an article saying Colin Farrell is in talks to appear in some movie that no one cares for. And I'm like, okay, he just won an award. So because he won an award as Penguin, you want to get Colin Farrell involved in some Sergeant Rock project that no one cares for, no one asks for. Like, it's a World War II movie based on a comic book character. Why don't we just get movies that people want, the Justice League, actual well-known characters, rather than trying to build up, some kind of Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, Z-list characters that no one cares for, because the studio is in major debt. Yeah, it did pay off close to $5 billion recently, but it's still in over $45 billion worth of debt. No one cares for this project. So as DC Studios aim, yeah, let's get Colin Farrell involved, so again, he can win awards for this character. No, the only reason he won awards for that is because he's playing the Penguin. It is really interesting when the actor says, yo, I was hired to play a young Batman, and by the time this one comes out, I'm going to be in my mid-30s. I don't understand what's going on. Warner Bros. Keeps missing. Robin Pattinson's most recent movie, Mickey 17, lost money. They haven't made money in a movie on the DC side since The Batman. Since The Batman. The Flash lost money. Shazam 2 lost money. Aquaman lost money. In fact, it's funny to me how everyone slates the DCEU and the Snyderverse, but literally every project that was in the DCEU, right, before Zack Snyder left, I get it. Batman vs. Superman should have banged $1 billion, but it still made a profit. Made a profit. Then we get to the Suicide Squad, James Gunn, lost money. Creature Commandos wasn't very good, very poor, in fact. I give my honest opinion. But Peacemaker was decent. But that's a streaming show, so no one cares. The Suicide Squad movie, it wasn't bad. It just didn't make any money. So I've got no idea why, like, literally, you have the biggest Marvel DC fanboys calling out for the Batman to be made. I don't believe at this time it's actually to do with the script. Because James Gunn keeps going, yeah, we don't have the script. The script isn't finished. Yeah, the script. He's going to keep talking about the script. Okay, if we don't have the script for this movie, all right, lad, where is the Batman, brave and bold, the DCU? Just give us the DCU Batman then. God's sake, lads. Like, what is going on? You've got a Batman movie that could be... You've got two Batman movies that could be made, but you don't want to make either. And if Superman tanks, then allegedly there's going to be no movies in the DC studios, yet you're currently filming Green Lantern for HBO Max. And HBO Max shows are generally quite cool. Last of Us Season 2 is coming soon. That'll be sick. House of Dragons was sick. But it's like you're filming Supergirl. No one cares. Green Lantern. No one cares, realistically. Let's be honest, lads. But allegedly, if the Superman movie doesn't do well, there is no DC universe anymore. So make it make sense. I like reporting on DC stuff. And I will report regardless if it's positive or negative. But I'm not going to chill. I'm not going to glaze. I'm not going to come out and say Snow White is the greatest movie ever when clearly it's not going to be. And clearly, from what I understand, from what I'm hearing from my own people, although people are like, you don't have people. Really, like I've been told a lot of stuff, but it's not my place to say stuff. Like I say, I literally have the most recent test screening in front of me. I have 3 pages of the plot. I'm not going to put it out there because I'm not allowed, and I wouldn't do that anyway. But all I'm going to say is execution is going to have to be very good for this, because outside of Nicholas Hoult, who is great in Nosferatu, the cast is okay. David's all right, but he hasn't really, proven himself. Rachel Brosnahan, she's a pretty funny chick, so we'll just have to wait and see. So likewise, guys, keep telling me I'm a hater, even though I'm not, but we're going to find out a lot when it comes to the next Superman trailer, hopefully at CinemaCon. Not confirmed, but they will be showing some stuff off to the people at CinemaCon. What generally happens is they show stuff off to people at CinemaCon, and they don't have to make anything public, except for, like, the commentary people who would type notes up about what happens. But it's going to be very interesting to find out what happens. But I'm going to report either way. I will give you my unbiased opinion. To be honest, I know you lads think I've got an agenda. I haven't. I want the Superman movie to do well. But when the only information that's positive is coming from someone that said it was awful, what do you freaking want me to believe, lads? So like always, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon. It's not that deep, and I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.